Good evening, everybody. B8 Factory and Game Girl here.
Hi, all.
We're going to bring you another free-for-all game. This is a little different than some of our other games. This is a 8-player free-for-all on a 900 perimeter map. We usually do a lot of 10-player free-for-alls on a 1,000 perimeter map. But this past weekend, there was quite a bit of lag. I understood from some reading that it was a very large weekend for PA, so maybe that had a lot to do with it. But nevertheless, we have decided to try our hand at a 900 perimeter planet with 8 players to see if we can control some of the lag. And we'll see how that goes. And you'll see, let's see. Looks like Game Girl's down here. I'm going to put her in the pit for a little bit so we can see what's going on with her. And I'm right up here below this lake. So this is our first time playing this system, so we don't have a lot of names for the starting locations yet, but we will certainly get there. We have a few players. We have 2 players that we play with on occasion. Bob and I have quite a rivalry going. He's taken me out a few times, taken out a few times. And we have Marlamon, and I don't have a lot of information about him, but I know I've seen him in many other games. So let's go ahead and get the perspective on the 2 of us to start with. And we will go ahead. There's only one world in this system. We some of the worlds we go ahead and do moons. This one we did not. I'm gonna put the perspective on us so you can see what's going on. Now, this is the first time I played it, so I did design it, so I certainly know where the starting positions are. It's a little bit of an edge, but I think that everybody can kind of figure it out. They're evenly spaced across the map. Everybody starts with 5 mexes. In this particular situation, I have decided to take the water here and look, scouting out on a player. I see, right off the bat, I have a player attacking me. We are 3:55, not counting the load time it took to get the game going. And I have a player that has already scouted me and has already attacked me. And that is going to be white. Now, while we're looking at that, let's see. Apologize for that. Talk about white. I'll white out you there. So I'm going to see if there is a player right here. I left some of the CSG in this. I want to create some interesting terrain. So you can see there's a little bit of terrain here. It might be more difficult to see if you're not in game, but this is going to make it a little difficult. Units have got to come through these chokes or go around if there's a larger army. So that's what's going to happen here. And as my scout flew by, I saw the white player come in with a few docks, so he must have already scouted me. Now, seeing that right off the bat, of course, I'm going to scout him and prepare for that coming in because I saw it. Don't have a radar yet, but I usually have a radar by now, so it's probably a good idea that I had that scout going over there. Might have been a blunder on my part. I am going to, now that I have seen a player attack here, expand in this direction over here with some mechs, and I'm going to go ahead and try to take the water. A little dangerous to take the water. Anytime you share a lake with a player, you have to be very careful about the mexes, because if they decide to build navy, then you're going to lose all of this and potentially be shelled from the coast. So that's something I want to look out for, so I will probably build a radar here if I remember correctly. So let's go ahead and get started. He is going to be coming in here any second now. I'm going to look around for him, and I'm also going to scout, try to see. I saw some air, so I'm going to try to take out a couple of fabricators. I only got one before I lost that hummingbird. I should move this scout a little bit closer in so I can see what's going on. You see I have quite a few trees here. I like to make a couple of combat fabricators. They allow me to eat the trees, and that's it gives me some energy and also clears the path. Losing this one here. I certainly need to get my intel up. This is not good. This is what I would call blunder. I've already lost. Might seem like very few units, but I've lost enough units to make a difference on something. So, and he's scouting me out. I think what I have here, I think this white player is a warlord. That's what I think.
Oh, he is obviously determined to find out what you're doing.
Yes, he is a warlord. Lucky for me, I've got some intel heading back and forth with my hummingbirds and bombers, and I know he's coming around. He's coming around both sides, and I am preparing for that. I'm sending my queue of my units to go to both sides so I can be prepared. And eventually I'll probably lay some mines in some areas to prevent him from catching me off guard whenever I decide to push on him. Now, dealing with the warlord player, I decided not to tech quite too fast. I will tech here soon, but I decided not to tech quite too fast. I want to make sure I get enough production up to produce enough units because this player may just be going tier 1 mass units and rushing me. And although I can defend pretty well, you see now my radar's up, you can see exactly what's happening. It might be time to get another radar up. And this terrain is making it interesting for both of us. He has ways to try to flank me, and I have a little bit of defense for him coming straight in, so he's got to go a long way around. When he goes around, it gives me some time to move back and forth. So taking advantage of the terrain can be quite useful. Now, where are we at? 7:48. In 10 minutes, I think we should take a look around and see what's going on. Speaking of looking out, what's going around, it looks like he's doing just that. He's brought some hummingbirds in to scout me. Might have been a little bit of a poor decision on my part to try to meet him on the field. He had more than me, and I lost all mine. But, oh well, he sacrificed his as well. So, going to go ahead and tech there at 8:31. This doesn't really scare me too much. I have enough of a force to hold it off. This particular player, let's see, do I have my income, my power's a little hurting, so I really can't see what's going on right now. But he seems to be wasting a lot of units, so unless this guy is just out macroing me, I should generate a stronger force than him, which should make my ability to defend easier. So I'm going to go ahead and assist everything here.
You want to put it on pause and check out and see what everyone's doing right now?
Let's do that. And I'll go ahead and open it up to everybody. And let's see here. Well, I'll swap this out for right now. I'll put this down here. So
yeah, White's getting very close to you right there.
Yes, he is. Look at this. So it looks like he's trying to create a defensive position here that would make me have to go further around. Okay, and as I said, I have this structure, so I have to this narrow choke here. And he's trying to claim on to the resources up here and the resources over here. I bet you this is to produce fast harassment, but it's a little bit of a poor position, I think, because obviously I'd be able to see that. If you built it over here, it might work out better for him, I'm thinking. So there's that, and I think I'm right. I think this guy is a warlord player. I can't see everything he's doing, and he is sending out to produce, so I think he has a little bit of skill. He's going out and boldly getting resources everywhere without much fear. I like that in a player. And he's just bombarding me. So I imagine this guy, is decided that I'm his target, and he's going to keep pressing until one of us dies. That, in my opinion, is a warlord player.
Looks like you got purple encroaching in on you also.
Let's see, purple. Purple doesn't look too scary to me right now. Based off of what I see, wow, he did fast tech. I see that. He did fast tech. If he did approach on me, I have enough units to hold off, but it could get scary very fast. But he doesn't. Yeah, I mean, he did get some resources. He did expand. What do you think, Cicada player?
What does he have right there?
These units right here?
Are those all fabbers?
No, these are all fabbers. Yes. So, these are fabbers right here, and there's a tier 2 fabber, and these are tier 2 bots. So looks like he's getting, I don't know. I would say he's a cicada player.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe a turtle player. We don't really know. A cicada player, in my opinion, builds up a lot of units and then decides to go attack in one big swelp, one way or the other, to feed. He may be a turtle player, maybe teching fast. He just doesn't have the telltale walls and defenses and whatnot, but that doesn't mean he's not a turtle player. And we have Game Girl down here. The Game Girl is chosen to, surprise, enter the water. She likes the protection of being in a body of water, and has definitely helped a little bit in defending. I don't see your walls in front of your defenses.
They're coming.
Okay. So that would be good. And you have a decent amount of resources here. And see, this makes you happy, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. And I could see Bob beside me. Maybe not at that point, but eventually I could tell he was down there.
Yes, Bob can be quite dangerous. He goes mass air sometimes. Right now it looks like he's going mass docks and air. And he can go take out it. He used to not be a very aggressive player. He used to be a little bit of a turtler. But he's turned into a pretty aggressive player. And he's won a few games. And I like that. I like this right here. So he's got this terrain back here to protect off of this side. And there's a little bit of a choke point here. But it looks like this guy's kind of bunkering in. So it looks like he's kind of got free reign to decide who he wants to go attack and go attack them. And blue here, I don't really know what to say about dark blue. He's building some very large walls. Oftentimes, if I'm going to, if I'm going to attack this direction, I might build mines behind me to kind of catch anybody that comes across. Some people's idea to do that is just to build walls, and that works as well. I've seen a lot of good players do that. So it looks like he's decided to mark off the back and attack in one direction. And we have Marlemon here, who I don't remember exactly a lot of his play, but I do like his base setup. I do like that he's protected these mexes, and he kind of has created a small fire base that when his units go out there, he can pivot around it. That is nice. He has a good group of units, and he's almost at tier 2. That's nice. I like the use of mines early. I certainly do. Let's see real quick. You see blue doesn't even see this and is just losing tons of units to his mines. Good investment in the mines there.
By see that, you mean he doesn't have radar on it?
Yes. If you don't have radar on the mines, you can't see them. If you have radar on them, they become visible. So that makes mines, in my opinion, viable early game and viable late game. In the middle game, not so much. I say that because late game, oftentimes you have the winner of this side of the world fighting the winner of this side of the world. And when that happens, they don't always have a radar right around your base, and they can run some docks in or something, and the mines can save you. Here we see it saving him at this point in time. So we've covered green, yeah, we covered green, light blue, dark blue, white is attacking me.
And a little orange.
Oh, little orange. Look at this, little orange. I would say he has the makings of a turtle player.
Oh, I like that base. It's cute.
It is a cute base. What is this? This is a face. Look at that. We got a face going. So
And hair.
and hair. That's hilarious. And he's teched early too. So yeah, turtle player for sure. Okay, well let's get back to the action. I'm gonna leave it on me for a little bit because there's a lot of action about to go on, and I'll just go ahead and put the focus on me. And before I start play, let me just state what I'm doing here. So, I'm getting this tier 2 up, and I've decided to go vehicle this time. So what I'm going to do is take these units in and harass a little bit, take out that factory that I saw earlier, and then I'm going to pull them back. I don't want to lose them. I don't want to take them too far. I want to keep my unit count increasing in numbers. I'm going to get a mass amount of units here, and once a couple shellers come out, I can press here, and I can use this terrain to my advantage. I can go ahead and shell from over this anywhere I want. That's my plan. I may, depending on the situation, I may decide to just go around completely because the shellers will protect me, but we shall see. If I remember correctly, I actually think I take the small force on a little sortie also before the shellers even come out, but let's take a look. I'll speed it up. There's no reason to watch completely slow. So, do a little small raid here. Go ahead and pull back. He brings his bombers in, real smart. I like a player that's prepared for that kind of stuff. And I tried to counter it, but he left. I think I still get a few of them. Yes. Clean out, go get a little intel and clean out what's going on. And I see that does not scare me at all. And I can see it coming in. So this is not going to be difficult to deal with. He is smart to pull back in this wall and try to take advantage of that. So I'm not going to move in and engage him at the wall. When a wall's in place, it distracts your units. The AI shoots the wall a lot, and they shoot your units, and I don't want to lose that. You can see that I am going to lay mines around to protect me from counterattack. I use this terrain here, as you see. Keep going. I'm just going to go around. I don't want to get caught in the terrain. I'm making it a point to go around the terrain and keep my distance here. And I'm going to go ahead and do a small attack. I like seeing this. I like seeing that it doesn't have range units. That makes me feel real safe about going in. Normally, I would pull back and regroup now that I have my tier 2, but I had decided that given this situation, and I had the ability to connect to it here, I just don't have any units to pull through yet. As many units as he has lost, I feel like I'm pretty strong to just move on in. Wow, look at that. I did not realize he had that much bombers. He was probably going for a bomber snipe on me, and this attack right here has forced him to address it. Tell you what, let me do this. I'm going to go ahead and hit game settings. I don't know that you hear a lot of sound, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it up. Music volume, voice volume, sound effects volume. I certainly don't hear a lot myself, so we'll speed that up just a little bit. Okay. It's always nice in a battle to hear what's going on. A little bit better there. The reason I decided to move in was that I thought I killed enough units to move in and not lose this force, and it looks like I was wrong. So he is a decent player, and I probably saved myself from a snipe by doing that. But I did lose. I only killed 2 factories. I killed a lot of units. It forced my commander to start making some anti-air to address it. See that bomber's coming in? If that had been every bomber that hit me ahead of time, I'd probably be gone right now. I do have a little anti-air and a couple spinners, and I am accumulating some hummingbirds, so maybe not, but yeah, that was still a pretty scary force. I'm going to go ahead and scout him out again and see what's going on. Yeah, he is massing units. I like that. Clip me some bombers. Looking around, see if I can't find anything else. Massing ants. I'm in the driver's seat now, without a doubt. Now that I have shellers and tier 2 out, and also ants and some spinners, I'm in the driver's seat. I'm pretty protected on the back from flank attacks. I've expanded out my resources. Purple is not messing with me, and white's trying to. His air is going to be stopped there. His air stopped back here, and now his air stopped. So let's pause here. This is a good time. 15-minute mark is typically a good time to look around the map. You see there's been a lot of action going on here. That's a time when a lot of action is going on the map everywhere. So let's take a look. And let's start with you, game girl. Let's start with you. So what's your game plan here? Fill me in.
I haven't really been messed with yet. I can see a lot of green, and I know that purple is, purple has started. I think he's got a catapult on the end of my lake.
Oh, so he's clearing the stuff right here. Okay.
And it's really irritating me.
Now, if I remember correctly when we were playing, I think you had said something after the game that, I know you normally make a lot of air, and I got you to start making ground, but in the water you've also started making naval now, and that you've noticed trying to go air, ground, and naval really drains your economy.
Definitely.
Yes, and it does. So it is difficult without being tier 2 especially. I mean, you definitely have a lot of mechs right now, so that's nice. I think if you were tier 2, that would be the time you could go naval and deal with that. But having this catapult right here, does hurt you a little bit. And he's teched up nicely. Look for, I don't know now if I would say he was Cicada or Turtle player. I mean, he is massing up units, but look, even though he has some pretty strong units here, and some bombers, some anti-air. There's a lot of defensive. This could be used for a lot of defensive. He may be just racking up a lot of defense. I don't quite know yet. Let's see. I do like that you do have the walls I had mentioned earlier that you were missing. These little walls are invaluable behind your point defenses. They definitely save the point defense and allow you to kill more units, for sure. You have your mechs here. I would like to see a few more factories, but I guess you're probably hurting because you're going tier 2 and Navy at the same time.
I am very much.
You opted not to take this mechs.
Well, I knew Bob was over there, and I'd already run into his air once.
I see what you're saying, yes. So Bob he has turned into an aggressive player, and if you were to poke that bear, he may decide to run his docks in on you, that's for sure. It looks like right now he has been, looks like he might be either controlling this area or looking for somebody to go attack. It might be what he's doing, because he wants to get more terrain. Let's see here. I don't know what he sees. Let's check out what he sees. Why not? We have the ability to do that. Okay, so he sees big blue, light blue, and he sees orange. Now, if it were me, given this situation, I think this would be my target. And I think that because later on, even though he's building Navy, later on this could come back to haunt me if he ended up securing Navy and came in here. Plus, owning both sides, if you do invest in some Navy, gives you the ability to protect your base on both sides.
And that's a huge part of the world that he could be guarding and controlling if he had Navy on both sides of that.
I like that, yeah. And he has this here, and he could get this here. So you definitely could clear all this out with Navy. So if I were him, that would probably be my target. If he's going to attack purple, that is a long way away. That is a long way away. But
he may have seen orange and saw he wasn't really making units.
Well, that would be another reason to attack him in my book, but okay. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's an advantage to this. What might be going through his head? Maybe just protected in all this land? I really don't know. Let's take a look. So, as we saw earlier, the mines were stopping blue, but it looks like these guys are definitely battling, going back and forth. So that's interesting. I would say, based off this, blue has a bit of an advantage. Let's take a look at the econ. 120 and light blue 110. Let's look at unit count. Big blue 235. Light, yes, he does. He has an advantage here of approximately 100 units. So that's interesting. And white, we're back to white. So we'll go ahead and get back on this battle. Now that I have secured this, I am going to do what I said. I'm going to go ahead and move out. I'm going to take advantage of this terrain right here. I'm going to bombard over it. And I'm going to probably move this way if I remember correctly, set up shop, bring in my fabricator, set up a gate, stream units, and then push ahead and kill white. That's my game plan.
You're going to stick me in the pit while you're doing that so the other things
Let's do that.
look at purple at the same time?
Yeah. See when you're going to be over there. And we'll go ahead and see this from your perspective and my perspective. Makes it more interesting to see what's going on, and we'll speed it up. Speed it up fast so we get to the action. Here I am in motion, scouting out, so I give something some vision, so I know what I can shoot at. I didn't see any tier 2 over there, any Geelys or anything like that. So I'm feeling pretty good. Now, take advantage of this little choke point right here. Keep my shellers back, and just bombard these units. I like mixing the docks with this. The docks, are pretty cheap, and they utilize a shell from their ants to kill them, and while that, I keep my nice ants and my shellers in place. You need to have air when you're attacking. You need the intel, what's going on, and you need to protect against bombers. But the intel is definitely fine. Look forward. Yep. I've got him sieged pretty well. I think if he had more units, he would be addressing that. Looks like they're streaming in as he's making them. If I were him, I'd probably stream them back. That way I accumulate enough units to go ahead and push it one time.
So he's not getting them picked off one at a time like he was?
Yep. And I recognized that I was getting a little thin, so I went ahead and pushed back. And this little fabricator, I was going to try to do it with this fabricator, but the combat fabricator builds a gate so fast. You look here where my mines have slowed this guy down. Where he could have moved in and killed a bunch of stuff, he had to stop for the mines, which gave me a little time to pull some units out and stop them. What I like about the mines, especially, even if he can see them, it slows them down because they have to shoot them, they have to deal with them. Here we go. It's a small distance to travel, but it makes a difference. It really does. This S they have to make slows them down. If I were white, I certainly would be feeling a little nervous right now. And go ahead.
I just scouted purple up there. His catapult keeps killing all my items, so I flew over there with a little bit of anti-air just to see what was going on.
See that.
Saw his commander.
Oh yes.
Pretty much out in the open.
So
could see some air over to the left. You can push play.
you already, you like to hide your bombers, and so I never can really tell how many you have. Do you have a good idea you're about to attack him now?
In just a moment, yes. Send some hummingbirds back over there and eat some of those bombers first.
Down here in the pit. Old Dark Blue didn't know what he got into right there, did he?
Should be any second.
Yeah, he's encroaching with you with his defenses. Oh, that hurt.
I almost had that built and I was done. That was the last straw.
Yes. That's the thing, with a player like this. I mean, he had his defenses. He's kind of sim-sitting it, and everything's just coming out. He hasn't scouted out to know that this is coming. He certainly could have defended that. He certainly could have stopped you from doing this, but he wasn't.
Well, there's a reason he has them back there. If you push play, you'll see why in just a moment. There comes the green.
I see now.
Bob had already been attacking him.
Okay. And look at that standard Bob. He sees a player dead. He's moving in. probably to claim the resources. If I were him, I'd probably doing this exact same thing.
Yep, he was right there.
Yep. Oh wait, look at that again. I didn't see it. Oh yeah, he's holding on to those resources. And while we're at it, about 15 seconds, we'll see that this, as I said, slowly pushed through and was fairly decent, or fairly easy, I should say, once I was able to out-tech him. Now, when you have a player that's a Warlord player, I mean, they can be very good and do very well on ladders and whatnot, and do very well on free-for-alls. But if they have to watch what they're doing, because if they continue to have failed attacks, they're losing 4 units here, 6 units here, 7 units here. They add up, and if you defend correctly and retain your units, you can just start to outproduce them or have a larger army to push in.
And I noticed that while he is concentrating on just attacking you and defending himself, you have amassed quite a bit of the map, and he's basically stayed where he was.
Yeah, I have a bit of an advantage going for me here. See, you're a cicada player, much like a turtle player, and here we have the turtle player here, potentially a cicada player. What they don't normally do is expand too much. I feel pretty safe from both of you on the backside. I do lay mines just in case somebody comes in, but I feel pretty safe. And I didn't know what was up here, but this gives me a little bit of protection, I had this nice choke here, and I was trying to mine it up, and I was happy to see this wall, which makes me think that he's going that way, and as we saw earlier, he was going that way, so that's good. Makes it pretty safe for me to expand. So I had a pretty sweet spot there to deal with that basically 1v1 inside this free-for-all. And I like now that I have this triangle here. It's a very defensible position as long as I have a gate up here and a gate here, and it's not a bad idea, and I do have a gate here too, but having a gate over here so I can get to any part of it that I need very quickly. We'll take a look at the resources real quick. I know in game here, when I see orbital like this, 2 things go through my mind. 1, wow, I put a lot of money in orbital, maybe he doesn't have a lot, or 2, wow, I put a lot in orbital, this guy must be huge, I want to see what's going on with him. Those are the 2 things that go through my mind. I want to see that. But looking at the resources here, we can see BA factor 400. Let's see, we got several 200s on tier 2. We got Bob and Mix and Marlimon, and tier 3 we have U8 99 and looks like Max the Dude at 64. Okay. That's the 24-minute mark. Let me see if I can remember. Do I have you on? I do have you on, but I do not see you. Let's put it on to you. I want to see if the signal is on there. Now, in my game plan here, what I have decided to do, and this is because, 1, my wife, Black, accumulates and bomber snipes. So, with that being said, and you guys should know this, that we have a standing rule. I cannot attack her, but she can attack me anytime she wants. Matter of fact, I would love for her to attack me when I don't know what's coming. To me, the surprise, I play free-for-alls for a reason. I love having to deal with all the surprises. So with that being said, I need to prepare for that. So I decided to go orbital and get to get one of this Astraeus, and so I can pick my commander up if I need to. I'm also, as you see, building a whole row of air, so I can handle not only her, but I was going to say Bob has been known to go mass air before and has taken me out when I've had massive ground force. So I'm trying to prepare for that inevitable situation. Now, while I was talking, I heard somebody die, and I'd like to see who that was. So let's see here. We got orange, green. Look at this. That's most likely it. So
hanging on by a thread.
Yep. Let's tell you what. Let's rewind. Look at this. Look at this. This is interesting. Let's go ahead and check this out. So Dark Blue, who has a unit count. Dark Blue is at 375, Light Blue 287, so they're fairly close. He's deciding to move in and have a battle with Light Blue. A lot of units. Now let's see, while he's doing that, he does have some hummingbirds. His commander's kind of out here. He is kind of out there. I don't know if Bob has scouted him out. Keep an eye out for that, but he is kind of out there. He might have scouted him out because he is in motion. But he is, he's scouting him now. That's what's happening. So he scouted over here to see what's going on, sees a commander with not much anti-air around it, so yeah, he's going to strike. And it looks like actually Marlimon has done a very good job of defending this slightly bigger army too. It doesn't look like he's taking a whole lot of damage. And this army's falling apart. He's got some base defenses that are supplementing his ground force. He's not doing a whole lot, blue. And he probably doesn't even see this coming. I wonder. Let me stop it just for a second and see the economy. Nope, he can see it coming. Thought maybe he might be blind, but he can certainly see it coming. That is who died when I was over there talking. And that is a large force gone from the game. Anytime that... Oh, look at this. I was about to say. It looks like blue was coming in to finish him off. Probably didn't even know that was going on. I think... Did Marlimon say something in-game?
He did.
I think it was an aha or something along those lines. It was some sort of relief he had. Alright, so I heard that in-game, obviously. And I'll put it back on us. And when I do hear that, I'm always wondering, okay, somebody just got taken out. What's going on? As I said, I'm building the orbital. I'm starting to send satellites around so I can see. I'm securing my T2 as much as I possibly can. I go ahead and put up umbrellas. I want to be protected against, unit cannons. I'm getting a advanced air factory. It's an amazing factory to have because, for one, I do like Pelicans. If you haven't seen my Battle of Five Armies, I highly recommend it. It's a pretty good video where I do some very good Pelican attacks against some notable players, so it's a lot of fun to watch. But I like to take some Pelicans, load them up with some Shellers or some Gheelies, and do some drop-offs and see if I can't get a quick kill without, losing a lot of my force. But also, the Fabricator, the Tier 2 Air Fabricator, is the best Fabricator in the game. It can expand the map and get your economy skyrocketing in no time flat. And now that I have some orbital, looks like I have a bit of a presence, or at least I have military-wise a bigger presence. I'm going to take care of some of these radars, and I'm going to scout out some players. In what I like to do in one of my air factories is I like to put about 10 or 20 of these scouts out in between my hummingbirds, so they're cheap and I can go out and span across and see what's going on. And I see green over here, so I want to take a look and see, wow, look, he's getting pretty big. It's Bob. He's a rivalry of mine. I certainly would like to kill him. He does not want me to see what's going on, but I did spot his commander. I got the warning. I started salivating, and I'm getting ready to attack him. That's exactly what happened. So in doing that, you see me loading up some Shellers inside these. I'm going to take my entire Air Force. I feel like I got enough air here. And I happened to stumble across this, which looks like he was guarding those mexes.
That cleans it out for me.
Does that clean? Look at that.
Like I've already got Fabras going up.
That's crazy. So that's pretty funny. So I'm going to rewind 15 seconds so you can see this. I'm going to come in and put my my hummingbirds on patrol round so I get all the intel I can. I'm going to drop these units off. I'm going to target his commander with my Shellers, and at the same time send the bombers in for a really quick kill. That's what I'm hoping to do. That's the goal. So the bombers do a pretty good run, and right about that same time, here comes the Sheller hits, and it doesn't take long at all to take him out. And that did not take much of my force at all. At all. So even if he had a massive army, if it was out of place, this little attack can do quite a number. Okay, so I'll pause it there. While that's being attacked, I do remember looking at this replay at one point, and I think he was harassing somebody else. Go back 30 seconds. Yeah. So to his bad luck, he did have a large force that he was moving in a Marlimon, and I do believe he ended up losing that. So he probably could have had a few more units to defend. For sure, if he'd had all these Doxes at home, he could have rushed my Shellers, or I could have put him back further to get a couple volleys, pick them right back up in the Hummingbirds, in the Pelicans, and fly them away. So the Pelicans are very quick to drop off and pick up. You can even, this is very nice, so you could even drop them off, and if he had a Hulkins here, it fires, okay? If these were Gheelies, they have already shot, and then I could pick them right back up, fly over here, land, and shoot, and then do the same thing. And I can keep doing that if I have the micro ability to do that. And it's a very nice way to utilize the Pelicans to get a kill.
Now you said Gheelies. Is that because they have a faster recoil on the shot than the Shellers do?
Yes, well, they fire instantly, and the shot doesn't go way up in the air. I don't have to wait for it to target and fire. As soon as they hit, they shoot really, really quickly, like a machine gun. Now, it takes a long time for them to recharge, but they're definitely easy to snipe commanders with. I just didn't have any ghillies, so I took my shellers. So green and orange are still in the game. That's a little surprising to me. That orange is still here this late in the game. Light blue, and I've just taken out green. So you can imagine, as I said, I can't attack my wife. So blue is definitely going to be next on my target, for sure.
Whether he likes it or not.
Whether he likes it or not. He plays with us from time to time, and I think he even said in game, B8 factor, when are you going to attack Game Girl first? Well, I just, it's a pact I have. I can't attack my wife unless I get permission. Sometimes at the end of the game, she gives me permission to attack her, and that's a lot of fun. So, green is gone now. Whoa, look at this. I about flew over your base and cleared out all your units. That's pretty funny. I didn't want to lose my expensive shellers. I'm glad I saw that moved around. And I'm making some more. This is also a quick way to get units to the front line. You do have these gates, but if you have these pelicans, you can also move other units around the map pretty easily. So I'm preparing for an assault on light blue. At this point in time, I kind of think he's a little scary, but I don't really know. So,
You've got a red ball of death coming out of there.
Right, but what I don't know is what he has. So I'm going to send, I'm going to send my Avengers out to take out his radar. I'm going to move my radar in its place. I'm going to set up shop with 2 groups of units here to get ready to siege. Now, I want to pay attention to, when I get in here, I want to pay attention to all of this terrain. It's going to get dicey here with the force, and I don't want to clump up and have some big shot take out a clump of units. So my goal is to either come around this way or come around this way, depending, because you can see there's a big clearing here from what I see. I think what's also important when you're addressing a base this way is if you notice, I can only see this. I'm only seeing half a moon here. I want to see the rest of it. What does this gentleman have back here? Does he have all of these mexes? Does he have an army right here, an army right here? I don't know. I need to find that out before I engage.
Some of his orbital makes him appear a lot bigger.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. In game, I thought, wow, he's pretty large because of that orbital, but looks can be deceiving. And I'm pretty comfortable over here because I know this guy is a turtler. He's nothing to worry about. I do need to worry about my wife here, but you'll see.
I've already got hummingbirds headed toward orange right there.
Oh, do you right now? Let's see. Let's take a look at that. It's going to take me a while to set up my battle anyway. We might as well go ahead and see what you see. And let's put it on you so we can get a good look at this.
I wanted to expand, but before I sent my Tier 2 Fabbers, I wanted to see what I was running into. And there he is.
So this couldn't have scared you too much.
No, his anti-air was on the other side of him.
Yeah, that couldn't have scared you too much. You're already in motion here. The cicada player, and if you guys know anything about cicadas, every 13 or 17 years, depending on what kind of cicada it is, they wake, crawl to the surface, and just unleash a swarm on the surface of the Earth.
That's not that many, though.
It's enough to do the job.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely enough to do the job. We'll see this come in here. Poor orange. He was just excited to get his base going. Nice. Another player down. And let's get back to the battle here. I'm going to go ahead and put me back in sight. Wow, that's a lot of red. So you can see I do have a pretty large force here. And I'm going to move in, get my hummingbirds in, scout out and see what I'm facing. This is smart of Faramon. He's got a gate here, and he ends up deciding, you know what, I can't beat this. So he rushes. He looks like he's going to rush me, but he turns right around and he runs and gets in his gate. He wants to retain every unit he possibly can, which is quite smart. There's no reason to waste it, especially these expensive units. Now, I'm going to go ahead and scout around and see what I can see. You don't know what you don't know. So, we can find out. Go ahead and let me show you something here. I don't know if you guys noticed this for those that don't know about the control key, but you see this nice arrow here? So if you hold the control key down while you're flying, they tighten up and fly straight. If you release it, they expand. I've released it and now they expand, and now I'm doing a search. I want to see what's going on back here. Nothing scares me. I've been all around his base. I've done my research. It's time to put together a game plan. Now, I can probably just move straight in and kill him. But I don't like losing units I don't have to. And as you saw earlier, he sets up a nice defense. So what I'm going to do here is I north it up so you can see what's going on from my perspective. I'll stop it right here. You notice over here I have some pelicans. I'm going to move my first force in right here. And I'm going to siege some. But more than anything, I want to draw his force out to this side. And when he does that, I am going to drop off my pelican units right here and see if I can clip his commander. The benefit in doing that strategy is that I take him out without losing a lot of units. So if Game Girl ends up being monstrous, or I need to take these units and spread them out to keep her from expanding, I have the units available. My goal here is to win the war, not just a battle. I want to win the free-for-all. And if you look here, I have put, since I have orbital dominance, I have put my commander inside Astraeus so that he is untouchable. I not only do I have Avengers on patrol around here, I have plenty of umbrellas. It would be very, very difficult to kill me right now. Just want to make sure that if I'm going to play this game and try to win, I don't die to something silly, some silly mistake. So we'll go ahead and put this in motion.
Well, it wouldn't have been the first time I came around and sniped you while you were doing that.
Yes, it would not. You've done it many times. My army's getting in place, and you can see that most of his units are here. I land off enough to kill his commander, and he decided to go ahead and ritual suicide there. He went ahead and took himself out. I think these groups are going to kill him anyway, but he saw it coming, so he killed himself. So, time to face the wife. And this is when I have to ask for permission to kill her.
I think I just told you just to come and kill me because I had not built up very much force. I suffered most of the game because of the Navy and just the way I was expanding. I wasn't very pleased with my game.
And you know what? You are taking on new strategies by doing Navy, Air, and Land at the same time. And usually you have lots of Tech 2, getting Tech 2. So anytime, and this happens to me all the time, if you change your build order, you know, you have a hard time of you find you don't have the resources you need for something or whatnot. I had permission to move in, so I'm moving in with one army here. And I'm going to siege this coast. I'm moving in with another army to siege that coast, and I decided, you know, I have had a lot of problems in the past taking out somebody in the lake, and, you know, if I had bots, I'd make some slammers and take them in the water. She does have some defenses. So I thought if I could get my shellers up close and bombard all the fences I can, I went ahead and took all the spare engineers and made an advanced air factory, and I'm popping out some Hornets. My Hornets mixed with my Hummingbirds should be able to pick off these targets and go in and do one big volley on her commander. That was the game.
If you notice, I have umbrella and laser turrets in there. That's mainly for unit cannon issues.
Yes, now that we do have the unit cannon, slammers dumped in the middle of the lake has been the death of many a commander. I've seen it many times. We'll speed this up. You guys have I moved Doxus in just so I can get some sight. They're sort of disposable in this situation. You can see the Hornets doing their job, going in for the kill. Unfortunately, she did have quite a bit of flak, so...
There is one last thing I did before I died with my other units on your Pelicans.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I wasn't paying attention. I picked all these units up over here. That was a very expensive force that she stumbled into. A little bit of a gold mine. I picked them up for the ability to pull them back home, and sometimes I forget about them. That's happened to me a few times, but yeah, it was definitely a nice catch. With the Hornets in, one volley should take care of it from this group, and voila, end of game. So that's our 8-player free-for-all. It was a fun game. I like this planet. I don't know about you, but I really didn't experience a whole lot of lag.
No, I don't remember lag at all. Not like it has been.
And you can see we have quite a few units in place, a lot of mines. So I don't know. I feel pretty good about the 900 perimeter map. I like the 1,000. I just like a large world. Supreme Commander, I wanted the largest map I could play.
Well, I'm ready to play this one again.
All right. Well, in that case, we're going to go ahead and sign off. We really appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And this is BA Factor and Game Girl signing off.